Hey guys, this video is inspired by Reddit. I don't really go on Reddit, but when I need something, it's always there for me. So this video was supposed to be uploaded on Valentine's Day to support my fellow single ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. I'm uploading this late as usual. I moved my room around and my hair is pink. That's all the updates in life. Go check out my Instagram and TikTok for more. But I just got back from a gym sesh, so the endorphins are racing in me and I have energy for the next 15 minutes before I crash out. Bad dates. Because I've been on a fair share of my own bad dates and it's not fun. It's all about the journey, guys. It's about the journey, not the destination. But let's get started. I met a guy on Tinder and we spoke at length of Snapchat for weeks. I have so much to say about Snapchat, but I'm gonna just gloss over that. I was so excited to meet him. I took him for a beer at a local quiet and intimate brew house. He showed up drunk and opened with a commentary about how I'll be fun as I am a large-chested and 4'9" and thus a walking tit job. He yelled anti-Asian slurs across the bar when a minor fender bender happened just outside the pub. He told me in heavy graphic detail about his morning bowel movements. Liquidy. He gave me the explicit recounting of his first time going down on a woman on her period. He ended the evening by yelling at me when I was going to call it a night. Okay, I have to say I've not had a first date like that, but what the heck? Wow. Awesome. I literally have no words. Next. I have nothing. I'm flabbergasted. Don't let people treat you like that. Delete the app after that. Next one. It was a long list of things about what not to do, basically. I can live with going to a fast food restaurant. The plan was to grab something and take it to the park. Anyways, love that, since the one around us had a nice picnic area. The first up was the shitty attitude towards the poor girl who took our order. Trying to order for me despite knowing nothing about me at the time also didn't help. Fuck that. Then he found out about my hobbies, including nerdy stuff like video games and comic books, and decided the usual backhanded compliments about how I'm not like other girls and how rare it is to find a girl who likes the same stuff he does was a good way to make conversation. The jackass even tried testing me on random shit. Oh. As an added bonus, he even pulled out pictures of random anime women to show me how I should dress if I wanted to be with him in the long term. Yeah, the bar was so low that even hell was above it, and he still fucked up that badly. Needless to say, there was no second date. Holy moly, oh my god, these men. Like, these two men, like, are there any warning signs that they're gonna be like this? Because how the fuck? I have a speech impediment where I cannot pronounce R's clearly. Well, I roll mine 99% of the time. This is of very little consequence, but one time I was on a date with this girl in college and she was showing me some drawings that she had illustrated. I told her, wow, you sure are artistic. Well, apparently she thought I said, wow, you sure are autistic. She got really pissed off and stormed out on me. I did not have a second date. That's kind of funny. That's not funny at all, but like, sometimes I worry I have a speech impediment. Sometimes. Recently, after the first date, had a pickup truck, couple lawn chairs, happened to be the 4th of July. After dinner, we found a good spot. I set up the chairs and sodas in the bed of the truck. Both fit side by side, closest to the cab, all good. We were watching fireworks. I went to get a drink out of the cooler, bent sideways to grab the cooler, and busted a 65 dB but right at her. As I reached for the cooler, oh, I look at her, she looks at me, we both shrugged. Been married to her for 34 years. Aw, that's nice. I'm glad there's a good one in there because I think these are gonna get just worse and worse. I went to pick her up. She insisted on driving her car instead. Within 20 minutes, she ran a stop sign and got us T-boned. She tried to beg the other, completely not at fault, driver to not call the police, which of course made him call even faster. She then confesses to me that she doesn't have an active driver's license and was borrowing her friend's car. So why the fuck did she insist on driving when I was already planning on driving? Once the cops arrived, I was assured that I was in the clear. I got the hell out of there. I'm glad there's like some crazy girls in here as well, it's not just guys. Just let me say that I swear that every word of this is true. I already love it. Back in college, I met this girl and asked her if I could take her out to dinner. She said yes. I was ecstatic. Well, then I had to figure out where to take her to give her an idea of who I am and what I'm about. Love that. Okay. So I tried to do something that was thoughtful. I've learned that there are two types of gifts, expensive and thoughtful. If you can't do expensive, which I couldn't, then you better go hard on the thoughtful. This was taking place in the US South, but she was a freshman from Pennsylvania. I started thinking about the things that would be new and interesting to her. The answer came to me in the flash. Bajagles? Is that the name of a restaurant? I would take her to Bajagles. It's cheap. It used to have fairly decent food. But most of all, it's southern, and we'll be able to discuss regional differences in food and culture. How old is this person? Of course, it's also fast food, really crappy fast food. Okay. The evening of the date arrived. I drove her to the place, talked all about fried chicken in the south and about how it must be different from the north. We got there and ordered at the register, then moved down to pick up our tray of food. Fancy, huh? We waited and waited. I tried to make some small talk, you know, the small talk you make when something could interrupt your conversation at any moment. Then we waited some more and more. My dinner, fried chicken, was on the tray. The drinks were on the tray. Her sandwich was not. So we stood there with the silence growing more and more awkward. Ooh. Minutes rolled by that felt like ages. Finally, an employee noticed us standing there and said, "Did you need something?" I said yes, that we needed her sandwich. The employee turned around and grabbed the sandwich from the place it had been sitting the whole time we've been standing there and put it on the tray. It had been there since the beginning. Not a great start. I picked up the tray and started walking back to the table with her. But there was an issue. The restaurant used to have the best sweet tea, so I always got a large. The cups they use for the larges are the kind that are smaller at the bottom, so they'd fit in your cup holder in your car. That's great for a car, but not so great for balancing them on a tray. It fell over. Fortunately, it fell over onto the tray, but not before knocking her drink off the tray onto the floor. She had gotten the smaller drink, which came in the wax paper cup instead of the plastic cup that the larges are in. That's important because it means that when her cup hit the ground at about a 30-degree angle, the cup crashed and landed the liquid inside out like a cannon onto her foot, drenching her in Pepsi or Coke or some other soft drink. Being gentlemanly, I went and got her a new drink, got back to the table and started trying to eat. I had ordered fried chicken, which I realized would mean that I had to eat with my fingers, which was stupid on the first date. Not wanting to look dumber, I decided I'd try and avoid eating with my fingers by using plastic cutlery provided by the store. A fine idea, if not for the fact that the restaurant only provides you with a spork, not a fork, not a spoon, not a knife, a spork. A plastic spork to be exact. I'm trying to pry the chicken off the bone with the plastic spork and it's going nowhere. I can't get the chicken off the bone. Oh, that would be an ick. That would be an ick. I dug a little deeper and really pulled, which bent the spork back a little, which served as a spring to launch my chicken breast across the table. I actually caught it before it could hit the floor. Oh my god, there's more. I remember thinking to myself, well, just enjoy this chicken because this date is going nowhere. I decided to just forget it and eat the dang chicken with my fingers. She was obviously not going to be going out with me anymore, so I decided not to worry about impressing her. Just tried to get out of the situation without looking any dumber than I already did. I reached down and pulled off a nice piece of chicken with my fingers and missed my mouth. Seriously, I jammed the chicken onto my face. I don't know how I missed it, but I did. I just missed, which of course smeared chicken grease all over my cheek. The girl was looking at me like she was waiting for me to tell her, "It's just a prank, bro." I felt so dumb. We finished eating in silence. Finally, I said, "Well, let me take you back to your dorm." I gathered up all the trash on the tray, walked over to the garbage can, and accidentally threw the whole thing into the trash. All of it, the cups, the spork, napkins, the tray, all of it. I looked at the girl, she looked at me, and we both ran to the car. I've had some other bad dating experiences, but this one took the cake. I also remember being shocked when the car started when we were leaving. After the night I was fully expecting to have to walk the several miles back to the campus in the dark. Oh my goodness, long story. I feel like that's the type of date that you just need to like laugh it off, and if you're with the right person, like, that is a first date would be in your marriage like vows. That would be such a funny story if you were with the love of your life. Like imagine that would be so funny. But with someone that you're just not compatible with, it would not go down well. Not my stories, but two from friends. friends. Female. Handsome guy asks her to go out to dinner. She gets dressed up, he shows up in casual clothing, takes her the fresh market for a food sample tasting event. They wandered around getting free samples. She called me to pick her up, we laughed the whole way home. Male. On a dating app, he finds a match. They chat a few times and arrange to meet for a meal. She is 20 minutes late, they greet each other, she sits down and proceeds to open her handbag and pull out a puppet and sets it on the table. It was the puppet's birthday. Damn. That was all my stories that I found on Reddit. There were so many on the thread. I'm kind of being more active on like TikTok and Instagram. Even on Snapchat, I've started like posting this year just what I'm doing, like what's been going on. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and look forward to my other videos. I've literally got so many videos, so if you want to watch more of my content, there's probably like over 100 of other old videos that you can watch.